Hey Simmers, Tyrynn here again for my first ever 10K challenge build. Um, this is going to be the first time I'm doing a voiceover for the whole video, so hopefully things aren't too awkward, but they probably will be because let's be real, it's me. So anyway, I decided to try this challenge because I have been doing a lot of modern builds lately, and I really wanted to challenge myself to not stick to just modern looks. So I was like, it's going to be hard to do a modern build on a 10K limit. And boy, was I right. So I actually struggled a lot with this build. And I try to give myself a little bit of credit as you watch me struggle with the stairs here. I give myself a decent amount of credit because I don't usually do builds outside of families like this. Usually I make my family and then, I move them into the house and then I start building based off of my family needs. So it's been really interesting to have this goal of making a building to fit specific things and then having to build it without a family in mind. It's just really, it's different for me, but I really like it. So anyway, I still suck at roofs. It's something I've always sucked at with The Sims 4. And if you watch my live stream at all, twitch.tv/Tyrynn, I have been made fun of a lot for my lack of roof building skills. So I decided to stick with a pretty simple shape. And I thought I was going to do a brick, but I realized I really liked the look of the depth of having bricks and then having normal siding. So I kind of stuck with that. I kind of regret it a little bit because I think it makes the the front of the house look very plain. If I had a little bit more money, I think I might branch out a little bit there or put a bigger window or do something that would be just a little bit different there. But overall, you gotta do what you gotta do. I also realized that I never changed the roof at all, but I guess it's not really that bad of a color. I also put that window box up there, and this is before I realized how tight the money situation would be. I did not think that I was gonna struggle this much with 10K, but holy crap, after you start furnishing, it goes by so fast. So I made a general shape and then I started putting in the windows and whatnot, and then I started realizing that I'm not sure that I'll be able to actually do a decent looking house with just this much space. And the bathroom, the little 2x2 right there, I was like, there's no way that's gonna work. So I had to move that, but I didn't really want to put it at the end of that room, the end of the house over there where my cursor is. So I decided to make that into a bedroom after I tried with this shape first, and then put the bathroom before then. But I didn't have room for that either. So I ended up actually making this house a little bigger than I intended. And you'll see me struggle with the roof in just a little bit because, like I said, my roof skills are very lacking. But yeah, so the bathroom and this bedroom end up being kind of an add-on that I didn't intend to have. And it made the roofing area a little bit more challenging. You even saw me shake it really fast right there because I was like, I can't do this. And then I realized how stupid that looked. So I switched that up as well. I can't do roofs. I've watched so many tutorials. I just can't do roofs unless it's those basic shapes. So anyway, fix that so I can make a nice simple fix for all of that. And then I realized the windows look real stupid. And got rid of them. So at this point, I was like, holy crap, my money is almost half gone already. And at first I was kind of like, that's not too bad. I can furnish cheap bathrooms. The bedroom doesn't have to be anything special. The kitchen should be pretty simple. I don't know if you noticed, but the sim laying down at the very beginning, I was supposed to talk about her back in the beginning, but I'm new at this, so we're just going to pretend I did. I kind of wanted to have a little bit of a theme when I did this build, and that was that she would be a student who's right out of college, and she, her parents give her graduation money or something, and so she gets to spend 10,000 simoleons on a house. And so I wanted to kind of keep it this lawyer, business, student kind of theme. But I didn't have enough money to even really come up with a cohesive theme at all. So we're just going to pretend like I did. And that's what you can, imagine as you're looking at this house. The bathroom for me, I really struggled with because I really like doing stone tiled type walls. And I usually end up doing grays or whites. But I picked this tan color, and I was like, you know what? I just want something kind of colorful maybe to match this tan flooring. Nothing was working. So finally I just said screw it and picked a complementary tan color and just went with that. So it's a little boring and a little like, to me, it's very like beginner sim, if that makes sense. Like I like to think that I am beyond, beginning sim building, but I really struggled with a bathroom, which is funny because bathrooms are actually one of my favorite things to actually make. So I'm a little tiny bit disappointed that I struggled so much. I do like the plant that I put there, though. I thought that was kind of a nice touch because I wanted tall windows, but obviously for a bathroom, you kind of want privacy. I love this wallpaper. The wallpaper with the metallic in it like that, I love that wallpaper. So I was pretty excited to be able to use that, and then I just wanted a complementary color to go with it. So that was kind of my idea for the bedroom, was just to give it an accent wall, and I liked the funky shape. I really like funky shapes in architecture, like just in general, in like the real world. This is where I start struggling over the cost of wood, and I was like, do I just stick with a crappy carpet? And I really started panicking a little bit about how much everything was costing, because at this point I only have $4,500 left, and I still had the bedroom and the bathroom, the kitchen and the living room still left to work on. So I found this like darker metallic-y looking wood, and I actually really liked that, so I stuck with it. I crave more wood textures and colors than there are, and I know that custom content's a thing, but I don't actually use very much in my games. I really wanted a little like bench or table or something here that I could put like a lamp on or something, and I just ended up feeling like it was too awkward in front of the door. So I actually ended up just going with a plant, because that's what I do, is go for a plant. And then I didn't realize this, but that mirror is really high. Like, look how high it is. And I couldn't figure out how to lower it. I don't know if that was my bad. I'm also kind of a noob with like cheats for decorating. I never really used them before, because most of the games that I play, I don't use cheats in. And so I feel like I have a lot of like building things that I need to learn, because like even like the cupboards right here, I didn't even know that you could change the different widths of the counters and all of that until kind of recently. So I'm a little embarrassed to say that my building skills not only lack creativity sometimes, but they just kind of lack a method. For example, like right here, I get rid of one of these counters, and I accidentally placed two, apparently, because I got to delete two of them. So it was kind of a nice little like money bump. But then I still had that same like, I'm not going to put the cheapest fridge and the cheapest stove down, because I can give them a little bit better than the worst. And then I end up switching it out later, because I really can't afford it at all, actually. So I start panicking a tiny bit at this point, where I realize that, $1,200 simoleons isn't going to get me very much. So I started kind of reevaluating my choices and seeing like what I could sell and rebuild, and what could I try to get some money out of. Oh, and then the struggle. I really wanted like a living room area, but that stupid door, like the front door is right there, and I really didn't want to move it. And I just couldn't figure out a place where it would fit the couch and the chair, and have like both of the doors have open access. So eventually I just said screw it, and I placed it facing the big window and put a little table there, and wanted some kind of entertainment, not really thinking about like my theme that I had talked about earlier. So I put down this table and some music and a TV too, I believe. And later I get rid of all of it, because I was like, if I'm supposed to be doing like the law/business student, like ain't nobody got time for music. So I started looking at ways to like save money. So I tried getting rid of the porch, not realizing that doesn't actually get rid of any money. And then I was like, you know what, screw it. We're just going to flatten the whole thing, because paying for like the stairs and all of that outside just didn't make sense. So eventually flattened the whole lot too. So this is where I start like replacing all the cheapo or all the non-cheapo things with extra cheapo things, because I realized at this point that I'm never going to be able to actually furnish this house like at all. So I put in kind of cheapo lighting. I still actually don't mind the color contrast between the walls and the counters. It's a little bland, honestly, like having the gray walls with all of that, but I actually kind of like the brown with it. I think it kind of adds a little bit. So like right here, I didn't realize that you could change all the different kinds of cupboards up top. So that was a learning experience for me. Let's try not to judge too harshly. But I end up, I mean, I think that's a pretty decent sized kitchen for a 10K starter house like this. Like, I think that's a pretty decent build. So we got the basic sink because I realized the bathroom didn't have a sink, so I needed to put one in the kitchen. So they're just gonna have to share. But she lives alone, so whatever. The bed was already like one of the cheapest beds that I really wanted to get, so I left that one. Same thing with all the bathroom. Like, you can see me picking things that I'm like, what can I get rid of? What can I minimize? I can put toilet paper down though. You know, you need toilet paper. So then I had the rug struggle too, which I ended up going with like this stupid little circle rug that I actually don't like at all, but I wanted something, and at that point I was like, screw it, just place it down and say whatever. To me it kind of looks like a puddle, so whatever. I'm not gonna lie, this build has been my most frustrating build I've done like in a long time, because I enjoy building, I enjoy furnishing, like decorating is one of my favorites. So I added this little porch out here, and I was just like, you know, let's add a little bit of greenery. We'll get rid of the stairs there. That gives us some money. I should probably try to add some like bushes or something. And then I remember that I spent that $100 on that flower box right in the beginning, and I was like, nope. Same with like the pavement. I'm still not really sure how to landscape well outside of just adding like plants and bushes and stuff. Like, I really struggle with knowing how to do the pathing to the sidewalk. So I just kind of did a simple like little stepping stone sidewalk thing. And like put dirt around it kind of, and went with that. I'm actually pretty happy with what I end up doing here with the plants. Like, I think that actually ends up looking okay, especially again for it being like a 10K starter home. I think that the yards, a lot of like the 10K starter builds that I've seen have like really pretty yards and stuff, which is great. But in my head, I'm like, if this is supposed to be a, you know, a 10K build, maybe, you know, having like less is more in the whole aesthetic and like theme of it. So I did that. I thought that the roofing looked kind of boring. You know, I wanted something there, but I couldn't figure out what, and I really didn't have a whole lot of money, so I finally was just like, whatever, forget it. We'll add a little light out here. We'll move the mailbox. And then I was going to spend the rest of my money. I saw the sim laying out on the sidewalk. I don't have, like, mods for poses or anything yet, so I was like, let's just have her lay down on the ground, because that's cool. So we did that. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the stepping stone type look right there. And then I was like, oh, I'll add some grass and we'll make it look good. And it actually really doesn't do anything. Except for the trees. I think the trees actually look pretty good. So there's that. So this is when I was like, you know, if she's supposed to be a student, she should probably have like a bookshelf. And then I realized there was really no place for them to eat. I mean, which the couch would have been fine, but I was like, you know what, let's use like an actual table that she could use for writing. Again, if you go for like the whole business law thing, we don't really have room for a desk, so we'll put 2 benches under there and the bookshelf and kind of call it good. And then I could actually decorate a little bit, and I was gonna get all like, you know, put a globe down or something so it looks all nice and fancy. But that I ended up going for fruit anyway because I wanted to clutter it up a little bit. I also realized I didn't put a wardrobe in, so I wanted to put some kind of closet, and I've been a big fan lately of these exposed closet shelving. So I put 2 of those up. I really, really like them. I think it looks really nice. I think it's a way of, like, making things look kind of realistic while not actually having a dresser. So I was actually pretty happy with that, all things considered. Put the little bamboo rug under there, which I love, by the way. This mirror, I put this mirror up and I was kind of like, it's a little awkward because it's like in the bathroom and it's directly in front of the window, so like any peeping Tom could see pretty much anything in that bathroom, but what are you gonna do? But anyway, so like I said, this was my first 10K build. I ended at exactly 0 simoleons left over, so hopefully you guys liked it, and maybe I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.